I'm Colleen Bishop, and today I'm going to give you a sneak peek of my popular training teleconference, Billionaire Strategies for Millionaires. On the Billionaire Strategies training call, I train professionals in the commercial finance industry to earn significantly more money on a regular basis and to attract much better clients. I do this by teaching multiple strategies and tactics that you can implement immediately to dramatically enhance your success level and your income level. Inevitably, though, in spite of sound evidence to the contrary, there's always a few who allow some self-doubt and some faulty programming to cause them some disbelief that they can actually accomplish a significantly greater income. And so I'm going to address this particular issue today on this sneak peek training episode. The top most common concern that I hear is, how can you charge more money for your service and still have plenty of customers? Well, in today's sneak peek training, I'm going to address this concern. And I do so by sharing with you what I call the Bentley Theory. Now, most of you will recognize that the Bentley automobile is a very high-class automobile and highly valued by the wealthy and successful professionals all over the world. Its starting price on their lowest price model is just north of $175,000 and can go as much as $329,000 before adding any of your personal customization features. Clearly, this is what some may deem as an expensive car. But that word expensive is very subjective. No successful individual, obviously, would be caught dead walking around with a sign on their forehead that says, "I'm a stupid decision maker." And I can assure you that when they are seen driving around their Bentley, that they certainly do not feel like they've made a poor monetary decision. In fact, driving in their Bentley is intended to convey a very, very positive image with the buyers who buy the cars, and indeed it does. Year after year, since 1995, Bentley has had a waiting list for their automobile production. And even after increasing the production number of their status symbol autos every year since 1995, they've continued to increase their sales volume and demand for the vehicles. Last year, they increased their production by over 14% and still had record earning profit every year since then as well. So, how does Bentley do this in a recessionary environment? Well, they make sure they aren't catering to those who are affected by the recession. In fact, they perfectly understand who their customer is and what significant value their product and services are to their clients. Now, I submit to you that those of you who wonder how in the world you can make money if you increase your prices without losing all your clients, you're actually focused on increasing your prices for the wrong clients. You've heard the saying, never try to teach a pig how to sing. It wastes your time and only annoys the pig. Well, the same holds true of you selling to someone who isn't your client. Sure, McDonald's needs to be focused on price. They compete with Burger King. And Walmart needs to be focused on price. They compete with Target, Kmart, Shopko, and so many others like those. But that's my entire point. Think about the comparisons that I just gave you. What do you compare a Bentley to? Do you compare it to a BMW? No. A Mercedes? No. A Jaguar? No. You compare a Bentley to a Rolls-Royce perhaps, or an Aston Martin. And if you, when you're initially hearing those names, BMW, Mercedes, Jaguar, if you think that you are comparing a Bentley to those automobiles, talk to a Bentley owner. They definitely will not agree with you that a Bentley is in the same category as a BMW, Mercedes, or a Jaguar. And there's a couple things I'm going to share with you on this call to evidence that. But bottom line is you compare a Bentley to a Rolls-Royce perhaps, or an Aston Martin. But those are very significant comparisons there. Let me elaborate a little bit with a story that I'm going to create for you. Suppose you were in the market to purchase a car and you had a very, very modest budget of, let's say, $8,500. So suppose you walked into, we'll use Chevy as an example. You walked into a Chevy dealership. Would it be reasonable for you to look for a used car in that price range of about $8,500? Sure. Perhaps lower end, perhaps a little bit older, but it's still a reasonable price range if you were willing to purchase a used vehicle. But let's say you wanted to explore all of your options, as some buyers want to. Well, I want to just check out everything. Now, typically, most buying decisions are not made that way, but we'll go ahead and go with this. So because you wanted to check out everything, you ventured to a Bentley dealership. After all, they sell cars there, right? We'll see. Anyway, you go to a Bentley dealership to see if they had a car in your price range. And sure enough, they don't. And you go to the salesperson and you tell them, you have just lost my business. Your prices are way too high, and so I'm taking my business elsewhere. And then you stomp off. So now let's take a look at that salesperson that you just told off. Do you really expect him to go to his sales manager and say, I just lost a perfectly good sale because our prices are too high? Do you expect his confidence to be crushed because he lost a sale? Do you expect him to start looking for a better job in which he can attract more clients like you within $8,500? By the way, we're just using you as an example. I'm not really insulting your intelligence here. Of course, this whole scenario is absolutely absurd. You will not crumble the position and the confidence of the Bentley salesperson simply because you aren't his customer. Now, you won't even make a dent on his day because you stormed off in a huff, except for perhaps a moment of comic relief that he received. So why do I bring this up? Because this is exactly what so many of the doubting Thomases do day in and day out. They forget that the entire strength of their position is that they clearly define that position, and they only concern themselves with attracting the clients that are relevant to that position. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again, okay? You need to identify the strength of your position, define it clearly, and then only concern yourselves with attracting the clients that are relevant to that position. If you were only looking to spend an $8,500 on a vehicle, then obviously you had no business going into a Bentley dealership, right? Don't you think that's a deliberate position on the part of Bentley? They know exactly who their client is. They are catering specifically to someone who's going to purchase a $329,000 vehicle. I've conducted extensive research on Bentley, and I can assure you that they have never had a price identity crisis. And if you want to attract the Bentley kind of customers, then you darn well better be willing to offer Bentley caliber product and services, and above all, prices. Now the prices have a lot to do with your own mindset and your own belief system. If I were to put a Bentley on eBay and mark it with a sell it now price of $8,500, what's the first thing that folks are going to wonder about? What's wrong with it, right? A price that is too low compromises your position as an expert just as much as not even knowing what your position is. Now, on my next sneak peek training, I'm going to address the second most common concern that I get from doubting Thomases of the world. But I'm specifically going to train you of how to cater to the ultra wealthy in the commercial industry, how to attract the right type of clients, and how to keep them. So, on my next sneak peek training, I'm going to address the second most common concern, and that concern is, how do you prove to your prospective clients that you're worth the asking price? If you liked this sneak peek, then I suggest that you register for our next training teleconference, in which I discuss with you very specific ways that you can position yourself to succeed abundantly in the world of commercial finance. Now, to register for the next training call, you'll need to go to www, of course, commercialcareerxe.com/call. Now, I only allow 150 attendees on one of these calls at a time, so make sure that you register soon. If I had more than 150 attendees, since this call is live and I take questions on the call, it wouldn't be a very productive call at the end there. I do have them email their questions in so we don't have a lot of noise, but that's still a whole lot of potential emails coming in. So again, go to commercialcareerxe.com/call. I know you'll love the call. You'll leave after that call with plenty of actions to implement right away to start attracting the type of client that's going to make you more wealthy and make you more fulfilled in your career in commercial. I'll see you on the next call. Bye.